a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, 'cause we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say, no one will love you as you are. But I won't let them break me down to dust.
So my name is Caminee, and well, as a teenager I was involved in the Red Cross Society. Every now and then I would get a little involved in dance. You know, when they had the end of term performances, sometimes I would be a part of those things. But I believe that teenage me was kind of more so reserved. I didn't really have a big friend circle, so I kind of like kept to myself for the most part. So I would say that the aspect actually at school was a more shy one, but probably outside of school I was a little bit more outgoing and outspoken, but when I was at school I think I was for the most part quiet. So my experience, well, I went to school at Alexandra and I also went to school at Caminee. My experience going into secondary school was somewhat of a culture shock, to be honest. I went to a private primary school, and one of the first things that I experienced when I went over into the public secondary school was people were like, oh, why are you talking like that? Why are you behaving like that? You great, and you see you better than we. And it really wasn't that. It was that was how I was accustomed to speaking. And both of my parents were also English teachers, so you know, they impressed upon me to speak proper English. And so when I didn't, you know, transition well into, you know, the Bajan aspect, everybody thought that it was a case where I was trying to act better than people, but that was not the case. Then I had issues of colorism. Now when I went to private primary school, I had a white best friend, you know, I went to school with white persons, and I never really experienced persons behaving towards me in that type of like, oh, well, you know, she dark, she black, or whatever. I didn't have that. I found it was a little different, funny enough, when I hit secondary school and a lot of persons would tease me because of the hue of my skin. And it made me feel insecure. And you know, my parents would impress upon me that, you know, you're beautifully and wonderfully, fearfully made. And you know, at first it took a little time for me to really embrace that, because you know, when you hear so many people like making fun of you and you don't really have that circle, and you feel as though, you know, friends at that age, you know, is the most important thing to be in, you know, you don't really feel that confidence. So it did take me a little while. I found more so coming on to my later teenagers, I really started to begin to embrace, you know, my identity and the color of my skin, and understand that it was truly beautiful. And I remember what kind of helped me along the way. My parents obviously were really there for me when, you know, I had those issues at school, but my mom would show me pictures of then supermodel Alek, a Sudanese model, beautiful, and she's even darker than me, and you know, she was paving the way for and advocating for, you know, darker skinned ladies. I'm more embracing who I am, and I love that. So moving on, fast forward to me today. The organization that I work for utilizes my skills in terms of speech. Now, so this is a plus for me. You know, what people would have criticized before is actually working in my favor these days. I do advertisements for my company. I make announcements. When it comes to events that they have utilized me for their vote of thanks at events they have. And you know, it really gives me a boost of confidence, you know, because they don't look to, you know, get any and everybody, but somebody who well represents the organization. And you know, I just want to say to those young persons who feel as though they are, you know, criticized or belittled for a talent, a gift, you know, something that is positive, you know, in within yourself is positive, stay true to who you are. Embrace that gift, embrace what you do well, because in the long run, trust me, it is going to work out to your benefit. I am not shying away in the background, because that does not help you when you go into the world of work and you want to be seen. Those things are really important for you to shine. So I would say that I'm even more outgoing now, even more social and active within my workplace. And as it even relates to me today, well, I think dancing helped me a lot too. I am a dancer, yes, and I do love performing. So that gave me also a boost of confidence. People know me a lot for that. And it has also helped me in terms of, that confidence has also helped me in terms of management. I do have a management degree, but I also assist in the management team of my group called Tried Up Productions. To my younger, reserved self, you're going to be an overcomer. Your skin is beauty on the outside, but what is more important is what's inside. Skin color is, whatever skin color you have is beautiful. You know, be kind to others, accept others for who they are. Continue to embrace people, and as I said, you know, get to know people. Don't stay within your bubble. It always helps that, you know, you try to get out there and link with other persons and get different perspectives, and, you know, just learn. Just continue to learn what's going on in the world and, you know, around you. It'll be to your benefit.
Run away, they say no one will love you as you are, but I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna send the blood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised.
DJ Khaled, yeah. All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up, and they stay there, and they say yeah, and they stay there. 'Cause all I do is win.
Hi guys, so I'm Kai Ann, and I'll date myself very early. I left the Alexandra School in 2001. So that was years ago. I was there from 1996 until 2001. And my experience at the Alexandra School was a bit different. Okay, so I'll give you a bit of that. During my entire school, I'm very social naturally, but as much as I can be social, I can be very reserved and quiet. And for as long as I know myself, I like to have friends of all types, all characters. So while I was at the Alexandra School, I had a good mix of friends. Those people who were on suspension lists, and those people who were like, you know, the top of the best of the best. So, and that is something that always carried me through the rest of my life. I always have friends in all circles of life. And I think that is a characteristic that you don't find of many people, but I find it a lot in Alexandrians. I remember I once had a colleague in the organization that I worked with who told me that his future wife must come from either Alexandra or Foundation, because the young ladies from these schools, they carry themselves with a certain amount of grace and elegance, but they have common sense enough to sell ice to the Eskimo. I always remember him saying that. So when I aligned with those people who were on the not so popular side of the teachers, I was categorized as, you know, some person who would not amount to much. And I remember when it came to the selection of prefects, I was not a prefect. because of my company that I kept. I remember one teacher telling me outside the staff room, you know, we wanted to let you know about your friends. And I remember my mom always telling me, Kai Ann, you are too nice to everyone and you respect everyone. And I've done that all through my life. So during my time at Alexandra, because of that experience, especially that was going into full fifth form, I was not the most popular amongst the teachers because I kept to myself, but I did what I had to. And this is where I want to tell all young persons, believe in yourself. When I say believe in yourself, hold true to who you are, be confident, and know that you are on the right path. To my younger self, I first want to say thank you. Thank you for not giving up. Thank you for realizing our goals. Thank you for speaking up about it. Thank you for telling mommy that we wanted foreign language lessons. At 15 years old, when I was in fifth form, I was in a general stream and thus taking both CXC French and Spanish because I always dreamt of being a multilingual corporate lawyer. Very nice and fancy term. So I needed to get my languages secured. I sat in class during the first week and realized that I didn't know enough Spanish or French to feel comfortable taking an exam. Mommy always said, Kay, your one goal in life is to go to school and learn. I would take care of everything else, just go to school and learn. So I approached my mom and told her my concerns. And she said she would check her out for some lessons. She only found the CXC evening sessions at Spring Memorial and St. James Secondary School. I said I didn't mind taking the bus to classes to brush up on these languages. Those extra classes made a world of difference. Because I successfully passed both foreign languages at the first try, and that helped me to win a monetary scholarship for foreign languages at BCC. These foreign languages further aided my success because I went on to study international relations. Since I was not admitted to study law at K-Phil, back then it was a very competitive process for Bajans, and I was determined I wanted to be a multilingual corporate lawyer. So when I applied to UE, that was the only thing on the application. After receiving the devastating news, I had to think of a second option for a career because my mother was like, you're not sitting home for a year. So within 72 hours, I made the decision to pack up everything in Barbados and move to Kingston, Jamaica to study international relations at Mona in 2003. Fast forward to 2018, we are now Dr. Kai Ann Skeete, the holder of a PhD in international relations, the owner of a trade research consultancy firm, mother to an amazing and curious 2-year-old son, and a trade research fellow at the University of the West Indies, which was our dream job since 2006. So we didn't turn out too bad, see? Looking back, I could not have achieved any of these things without the love and support from my mom, and also through the blessings, mercies, and grace of God. And also a relationship with Des, my sis, who is nearly 10 years older, improved significantly during our adulthood, since I lived with her in Jamaica for 3 years. These 3 years made the start of a love for the Caribbean region. After living in Jamaica, I lived in Trinidad, then I returned home and started working for regional clients. But believe it or not, I now call the entire Caribbean region my home. But I want to tell those persons who are younger, you have to believe in yourself first. You have the confidence to stand up for yourself. My mom was one of my biggest, and she still is one of my biggest supporters. And once I said I wanted to do something, mommy threw her all into it and pushed me, and we sacrificed and we succeeded. And to this day, whenever I see a teacher from the Alexandra School who sees me now, the first thing they find out is, so what do you do now? And when you tell them, yeah, I work at uni. Oh, you work in the office? No. At that point, I told me I used to be a lecturer, but now I'm a research fellow, and they're most taken aback. And then the question comes with, so you got doctorate? Yes. And then they shake their head and like, oh. And some people cannot seem to realize that the person who sat in the classroom over 15 years ago is not much different now. Truthfully, not much different. But at 15 years old, I knew the plan I wanted. I knew the path that I needed to be on, and I knew the hard work that I had to put in, and I did it. It may not have looked that way to teachers, but I did it. And we did it. And I want all of you to know that you can. It is not hard. You just have to be consistent and plan. Continue to dream and plan. Dream and plan. Yeah.
Ludacris going in on the verse, cause I never been defeated and I won't stop now. Keep your hands up. in the sky for the homies that ain't making it, my folks locked down. I never went nowhere. What they saying, Lou